Are you a plotter or a pantster? Have you even heard these terms before? Whichever you are, I want you to know that writing a book takes planning, and you're not going to be able to avoid that because that's the first step in the writing process. But you can, yes you can, plan a story without an outline. We're going to talk about how today. Okay, so every story requires planning. The shorter the story, maybe the shorter the planning time. But if you're writing an 80,000 word novel, it's going to take some planning. I have a lot of author friends who write a detailed outline. That's the only way they can get through. Otherwise, they get stuck in the middle. But that's not how I write a book. I'm kind of a plantster. I do plan because my stories turn out much better when I do, but I don't plot it all out because I want my characters to feel they have freedom to tell me what should be happening next in the story. So the first thing that I do when I'm planning a story that does not require an outline is use an SEQ, character SEQ. I have a video where I talk about that. So make sure you check it out if you want more details on it. But what that means is that I get enough background information so I understand what is motivating my character and what needs to happen so that they can change. Because a story is not a good story if your character doesn't arc in some way. Now, some stories have a flat arc and other stories have a negative arc if you have an anti-hero as your main character. Or if things just don't go as planned. But you have to have some sort of change in your character, some sort of lesson, something needs to happen for them. And that's what the SEQ is for. The second thing that I use for planning that does not involve an outline is a beat sheet. Now I have linked to that before and I have talked about that tool in some of my other videos, but I will drop a link to Jamie Gold's website. She has a number of different beat sheets, some for romance, some for just regular. So make sure you scroll through, find the best one for your type of story. But what the beat sheet has is the major plot points based on 3-act structure. What the hook is, what the inciting incident is, what your first plot point, the midpoint, your second plot point, dark moment, climax. Those important points in your story should be outlined first. They may change, okay? But if you know what they are, then it gives you something to write to, something to shoot for. And so I talk about the story structure in another video. So make sure you check that out if you're like, what is she talking about? To learn a little bit more specifics about story structure. I will talk more about planning your story without an outline or with an outline in my 90-day intensive. Write your book in 90 days, right alongside me as I'm writing my next book. And we will plan everything together. I will take you from idea to finished first draft in 90 days. All the details are also below. So, yes, you can plan your story without an outline, but if you want to avoid lots of revision, you better have some sort of plan for your book.